next one in the list we got comes to us from our good friend Cole. Shout out to Cole. Just wanted to make sure that, it's not even because, she was over here midwifing for some kittens the other day. You know what I'm saying? And I guess the proper number of kittens that were being born on the live stream. Shout out to me. I should really put some money on Vegas or something, because I was the only one who guessed the right number. Like, it's crazy. Everybody else had different guesses, but I actually got it right. I can't believe it. It's the one thing I got right in my world, right? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Cole. Appreciate her for keeping us on the Sofia Isella train. Today we're getting into, God, is that cocoa and cocaine? Cacao? God, I'm dumb. I really am dumb. Let's check it out. Already her music is already slapping a whole different way with some drums. Like, it's adding a whole much more stuff to this that I just never really had felt coming out of her music. You know what I mean? So it's nice to hear a little bit of drums in here.
Would you like everyone to scream like they've broken their ovaries? Would you prefer a brutal electrical shock to sitting in a living room next to your thoughts? Would you like your heart to get attacked? Would that feel better than boredom in another Bayesian plan called a sick? Clouds are raining cacao and cocaine. Handmade piece on a plate, I send it back, I prefer pain. Would you applaud the simulation, applaud the maker? If you were constantly in the safety of danger.
If you were constantly in the safety of danger. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, we talked about this earlier on the stream too, about this, the differences in just, again, how us guys are raised in different situational awarenesses because we're just typically bigger, stronger people, and the way we were raised to view the world is so much different than our female companions this way. Well, we don't know what it's like to live in that constant state of safety, of danger. Could you imagine just like being anxious all your life about certain things, whether or not, you know what I mean? I heard somebody say this the other day. I heard this video where somebody was explaining this, I think, like, to somebody, and they said something about, like, would you take a shower in prison? And the guy was like, no. And she was like, why? And he's like, because I might get attacked, right? And he's like, yeah. And she was like, yeah, but not every shower that everybody takes in prison, somebody doesn't get attacked. He's like, yeah, but it could happen though. And she's like, yeah, that's kind of what it feels like just to be a woman. You know what I mean? This doesn't mean it's going to happen, but it could. You know what I mean? Like that constant kind of fear every time you walk down a dark alley or every time you walk around a corner and you see a group of men standing there. You know what I mean? Like, we don't get those same kind of instant stresses when we walk down a dark alley and all of a sudden come across a woman. She's the one in fear, not us. You know what I mean? I remember seeing this lady cross the street because we were both walking in this direction, and she crossed the street way before I got close to her. And I was like, some guys would take that the wrong way, where it's like, what's wrong with me? But it's like, I instantly thought, I was like, yeah, I would probably do the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, we just don't think about it in terms of that because it's not how we view the world. But unfortunately, this is how a lot of, again, the women of the world kind of have to just go about life every day. every day. And I know I repeat myself a lot about this kind of stuff on these videos, but you know, the music is only speaking for itself, and we got to continue to keep talking about the same messages because the work is not done. You know what I mean?
I'm flirting with a boy that I think wants to murder me. I could go touch his hair and wrap my fingers on my keys. I got over him in a few days, but I'm missing the thrill. I put him in a case and take him like a happy pill. If Santa Claus went down your chimney with a machete and told you to go get your will and casket ready, would you go home at night thinking, what a day? Would you finally be entertained? The clouds are raining cacao and cocaine. Hand me peace on a plate, I send it back, I prefer pain. Would you applaud the simulation, applaud the maker? If you were constantly in the safety of danger, safety.
It's kind of hard to put the words Sofia, Isella, and banger together. But this is kind of a banger. Maybe it's the drums, maybe it's the melody. I don't know. But the subject and the subject matter is just as serious as it's always been. And that's one thing I think I dislike about her so much is I feel like that she's just so artistic. And even though all the subjects of the songs are always like just extremely heavy, it's just still incredibly important to talk about. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, some of them are gonna have all of the vibes that are like low. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you're gonna just feel kind of shitty listening to it because of like the harshness of the reality. And then there are going to be songs like this one and the songs like Hot Gum that are going to be a little bit more like on like the upbeat side, but we're still kind of talking about the same stuff. Would you applaud the maker if you lived in a constant state? Damn, fam. Damn. I really like the verses like kind of tying together about like almost kind of like, you know, you have to learn how to enjoy the excitement of the thrill of being in danger. And I really, really like that song about like, I think she said about that line about flirting with the boy who wants to murder me. I don't really know what else to say about this one, guys. I think that's pretty much all I got. Definitely want to appreciate Cole again for the request. Be kind to a stranger. Tell somebody that you love them. And if you haven't joined the Flash Rock family, there's always room.